Alright, my Tamasaba lovers, so it's time for a weekly water change on the Tamasaba tank. It's getting a little bit grubby in there, so get the filters done, get it all changed. I did see an article about the lights in aquariums fading the skin on Tamasabas, dulling the red, so I've moved the light right the way to the far end now, and I've changed the light setting so it only comes on for 6 hours. See if that'll help. This one, the Calico Tamasaba, is really starting to get some Tamasaba shape now. It's getting quite big, so I'm going to get it out in a minute, bowl it up, give it a little check while the water's changing. Yeah, so they're all getting on. So here's that Calico Tamasaba. This is a Suziki Tamasaba. Unlike most Tamasabas, it's actually got a long fin, and a lot of Tamasabas have the short fin, but this has got a long, almost fantail fin. You can see it's really starting to get the round belly and the hump on the back. So it's looking less like a normal goldfish and looking more like a Tamasaba with a shape on it. Just see if we can. Yeah, you can definitely see it's starting to get the big ridge there and the big belly. And it's put on quite a bit of size already. They're looking really good. Right, I'll pop him back in and get the other ones out. So here's Stripe. I've just had to put 2 more buckets of water into the blue bowl because just this height of Stripe, he was struggling to stay upright in the bowl. There's not enough depth of water. You can see Stripe's lost a lot of his orange. Like I said, I don't know whether that is the treatment for the anchorworm. He had an anchorworm on his head, which I had to remove, and he's lost a lot of the colour. I don't know whether it looks like the colour might be coming back there on the top of his head slowly, but I don't know whether that's affected, and stress might have affected the colour on the rest of his body, or whether it is the aquarium light. So it's a coincidence, it's the same time I changed the aquarium light to one that's a lot more brighter. So I've reduced the amount of light in the aquarium now to reduce the time that it's on. I'll see if I can give you just an idea. You know, he's so much bigger than my hand. Come on, let's get you. When still not very long, but it's just the size of the body, huge. Okay, I'll get Stripe back in his tank because I don't want to stress him out too much, but you can see the difference between, this is a Yamasan Tamasaba with the sort of traditional kahaku style pattern that's very common, but you can see short tail, much shorter tail compared to the Suzuki Calico Tamasaba. But they compete with koi in the pond, and I think they're just so much more fun to watch. They've got really quirky personalities. good fun fish. So here we've got the two Marusin Tamasaba. Had them just over a week now. The red dot is referred to as a Tancho. That's a Tancho Tamasaba. And then the orange and black, a lot of people refer to it as Calico, but Marusin are doing a line of Tiger Tamasaba, not to be confused with Red Tiger. Red Tiger is red and white stripes, just Tiger is just the black and orange. You can see the Tancho's got quite a much bigger body on it already. You can see the Suzuki Calico Tamasaba that we had in the bowl earlier was very much similar body shape to the Tiger Tamasaba. So it's still to get that sort of hump on the back starting to form, and the rounded belly. You can see the black stripes. Yeah, you can see the black stripes there. The black will get stronger when they're outside in the natural light. Steady. Come on, you. You see, lengthways, there's not too much difference. It's just the bodies. They get a lot bigger. So the other ones were like well over 10 centimetres, but just much bigger bodies. So I'll get them back in the tank. I'll give Stripe another sort of week in that tank, just to make sure there's nothing wrong with him. Because like I said, he did have an anchor worm, he's been tricked for anchor worm, and then I'll be moving them all into the big quarantine tank, just so I don't have to be heating 2 lots of water and running 2 lots of filter systems, air pumps and everything like that. And then when they're together, they'll start to feed more competitively. So by having a couple of them together, they'll start to sort of encourage each other to feed, and they'll get more confident. And then I can start really getting these smaller ones to put on some weight. But you can see from the size difference of the Calico Tamasaba, the Suzuki Calico Tamasaba that we had in the bowl first of all, how much bigger that's got, and in just over a month and a half, these other ones are going to put on quite a bit of weight. I'll be feeding them again 4 times a day, mainly the Nutrimare high protein food. Still not got names for these two yet, so if anyone's got any suggestions for names, I think my youngest daughter has decided the tiger striped one is going to be hers because it's very similar to a hi-utsuri, which she's got a hi-utsuri koi in the main pond, which she calls a lava fish because of the pattern. So she's taken on that one, and I think I'm probably going to have the Tancho because I've got a bit of a soft spot for Tanchos. We've got a Tancho NND Kahaku in the main pond, which is mine. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hit a like button, comment, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, it'd be really good to get some more subscribers. It just helps with those algorithms and get more people watching this content. And yeah, drop me a comment, see where you're from and what you've enjoyed, and if you want to see anything different. Thanks for your time. Cheers, bye.